Hello, welcome to the video notes for lesson 12-5. These notes begin on page 27 in your notes packet. The lesson is about distance in the coordinate plane. That's a fancy way of saying on a graph. The learning target for this is I can use the Pythagorean theorem to find the distance between 2 points. This is a very practical way of using the Pythagorean theorem. So here's an example on page 27. I'm going to walk you through it. We are going to figure this one out, but it's not the main part of this lesson. The main part comes on the next page. Mr. Dietz and Mr. Schneider bumped into each other at City Hall. As usual, the two of them got into a heated debate. Mr. Dietz said that the distance from City Hall to the gas station was shorter than the distance from City Hall to the animal shelter. Mr. Schneider disagreed. He said the distance to the animal shelter was shorter than the distance to the gas station. Who is correct? Okay, now, I am going to raise this up. What we're going to do is, I'm going to connect a line from City Hall to the gas station. I'll use a blue line for that one. And I'm going to connect a line from City Hall to the animal shelter. Okay, now we need to find this distance, and because of how it is, we can't just count the spaces. Now I know some of you might say, oh well, this one's 4 spaces or 4 units, whatever they may be on the grid. You can't count the diagonal as a space. It's not the same distance across the diagonal as it is from top to bottom or side to side. So, what you need to do is create a right triangle. And by creating a right triangle, you get something you can count. Alright. There we go. Pretty good. Alright, so, and here's what I mean. So, to find the distance from City Hall to the gas station, I would count the distance from the City Hall to here, which is directly below the gas station, and that's 4 blocks or 4 units. And then from here, right up to the gas station, which is 4. Here's my A, here's my B, and now I have enough information to use the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So this is from City Hall to the gas station. And it's 4 squared plus 4 squared equals C squared. 16 plus 16 equals C squared. 32 equals C squared. Take the square roots. C equals 5.65 685 ... Now we'll do from City Hall to the animal shelter. And again, we're going to do A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I count the blocks from City Hall over to directly above the animal shelter, and that's 6. And then from this point down, it's 2. So I do, here's my A, here's my B. I need to find C here. And by the way, that's what I was doing up here in the other one. Okay, so A is 6, B is 2, 6 squared is 36, 2 squared is 4, 36 plus 4 is 40. So to find C, I need to take the square root of 40. C equals 6.3245 ... And so this distance is obviously greater than this distance. So who was right? It looks like Mr. Dietz was right. The distance from City Hall to the gas station is shorter than the distance from City Hall to the animal shelter. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a demonstration. I'm going to clear the screen, so pause it if you need to copy it, but the real work we're going to do is on the next page, page 28. Use the Pythagorean theorem to find the distance in the coordinate plane. Again, this is another demonstration here on the next page. So what we have, if we've got 2 points, this point here and this point here, to find their distance, we can't count the blocks. We can count the blocks, however, going straight down and straight over, or straight over and straight down. Either way will give you your A and your B, your legs. So A is equal to 5, and B is equal to 7. So when I do my A squared plus B squared equals C squared, I get 5 squared plus 7 squared equals C squared. 25 plus 49 equals C squared. And we get 74 when we add them together. And I'm going to leave this one in radical form. So C equals radical 74, or the square root of 74. Since this one wasn't, again, a question, it was actually a demonstration or an example. Here we go. What is the distance between point A, which is at -2, -3, and point B, which is at 4, 5? All right, I'm going to clear the screen again, so if you want to copy this down, pause the video, move it up so we can see everything we're going to work on here. All right, so first thing I need to do is plot my points. So point A is at -2, -3. I put that point there, and I label it A. Sometimes you might want to wait till you plot your second point, because you don't want it, when you connect them, the line to go through your label, but I know where it's going to be. Point B is at 4, 5, so I go over 4 spaces, up 5, 4, 5, put a point. There's B. Now, at first, it looks like a challenge because, like I said, we can't just simply count the spaces. So what you do is, I always find where they're going to connect, and I'll put a dot. If you want to call it C, go ahead. Then connect a straight line over. Oops, not so straight. There we go, that's much better. And then a straight line up. And then all you need to do is count the blocks. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces up. So we have our A, we have our B, we need. So C is right here. We don't know it, we can't count it, but we can use our two sides that we do know to find it. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now, remember earlier in this unit I talked to you about learning some of the types of right triangles. This is a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. Now you might be saying, well, that side's 6, not 3, and that side's 8, not 4. Right, but those are multiples of 6, or of 3 and 4. So I already know what this answer is going to work out to be. And think about it. If you multiply 3 times 2, you get 6. 4 times 2, you get 8. So what do you get when you multiply 5 times 2? But let's plug it in just to see what it's going to turn out to be. This will be a nice way to show our work. So 6 squared plus 8 squared equals C squared. 36 plus 64. And you've probably seen those numbers before anyway, so you already know how this is going to work out. Take the square roots. And C equals 10, just like I had said. So, to answer the question, what is the distance between A and B? So So I'll put a box around my answer, and then I'm going to write it in a sentence. The distance between A and B, and sometimes they tell you how much each space on the grid is worth. So you've got to pay attention to that. The distance between A and B is 10 units, or some might say spaces. Period. Alright, one more problem to do, and then we're done. The post office is 4 kilometers north of your friend's house. The library is 7 kilometers east of your friend's house. The nearest 10. How far is the post office from the library? Alright, so your friend's house is here at the origin. By the way, north, south, east, west. Directions. Whenever you have a north, south, east, or west problem, it might not be a bad idea to draw the directions so that you remember. So, 4 kilometers north, so each space counts as a kilometer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, put a point, and that's the post office. The library is 7 kilometers east, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's the lib, or the library. We want to find the distance between them, or how far apart they are. So this space right here. So, obviously, we have our A is equal to 4, our B is equal to 7. Now we need to find our C. So, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 4 squared plus 7 squared equals C squared. 16 plus 49 equals C squared. So that's 65 equals C squared. So to find C, I'm going to take the square root. C is equal to 8.06225 dot dot dot. So since I got to round my final answer, I'm going to say about 8.1 kilometers. So I found my answer. If you want to put it up here in the picture, 8.1 kilometers, that's not a bad idea. But let's write a sentence to answer it. The post office is about 8.1 kilometers from the library. Or apart, however you want that. Better learn how to spell library. Library. Okay, so that's it for this video. If there's anything that you are confused about, go back and rewatch it, or come see me for help. Also, don't forget, you need to do the other problems on page 29. On page 29, there's 2 problems and there's answers at the bottom. Wait until after you've tried it before you check your answers. Good luck, and we'll see you in that.